What's up, gamers and collectors? DGC back with another video, and today we're doing some pickups. Got kind of a lot of stuff. Obviously you can see what these are, but these will be a mystery. Let's check it out. Alright guys, back to back pickup videos. Kind of is what it is. I've just been in a game hunting mood again, kind of like the OG origins of the channel. Definitely got quite a bit of stuff this time around, so I'm pretty ecstatic about that. Multitude of systems. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games for 6 different systems. The collection is finally getting back up there. So as you may or may not be aware, depending on how long you've been subscribed to the channel, I love amiibos. It's probably one of the only things that I would just truly never sell because I just really enjoy them. I like looking at them. I like to see the way Nintendo designs them, and just, I don't know, they're just great. I love them. It's just something that I really truly enjoy. Got the Skyward Sword amiibo finally. This was got relisted on I think Amazon, Best Buy, even GameStop. I think mine came from GameStop. I can't even remember, but you know, $15.99 normal price, so can't complain about that. That finally finishes off the Zelda set because they're from like Smash Bros. Line, Zelda line, whatever. They're from all the different lines, but that's the last actual Zelda related amiibo that I needed for the collection. And then I got the Daisy one from the Super Mario Bros. Line. I needed this. I've been needing this for a long time. You never see this. I actually found this in a store for 25 bucks, so not a bad price. I accepted it. It's in good condition. I am going to open both of them, but I wanted to show it in the video. And then I happen to make a list of the remaining amiibos that I still need. As you can see, it's a very small list. I still need the Pikmin amiibo. And so I thought that this was the last of the Mario line that I needed, but there's still 3 more that I need for that. Didn't know. This was definitely the last of the Zelda line. I did know that. So I need the Pikmin amiibo, which is the one where it's just the actual Pikmin like on the rock. And then for the Super Mario line, I need the Goomba, the Koopa Troopa, and then the Rosalina. So those 3 I still need. Those are 50-50, and then the Rosalina's around 100-ish, so kind of pricey, not gonna lie. Then I need both the Player 2 Bayonetta and the Cloud amiibos. And then I need the Poochy amiibo, which each one of those is like 100 to 150 bucks. And then I needed the Rover amiibo of all things from the Animal Crossing set, which I could have swore I had, but evidently I did not. So I already ordered that one. That one was like 10 to 15 bucks, so I knocked that one off. So I still need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 amiibos. Box Boy would be cool. No, I don't have that one. The Monster Hunter ones, no, I don't have those because it's just too much. But everything else I do have. And then I even still have a few that are still sealed just because, again, they're way up there. The Mega Yarn Yoshi, the Silver Mario, the Gold Mario, the Gold Shovel Knight, the Gold Mega Man, the regular Mega Man that was like the side. I think that was from Mega Man 11. Either way, still have a few amiibos that are still sealed, but it's not like I keep them sealed. All the other 200 amiibo that are part of the like whole entire set are already open. They're in a giant container over there, and then some of them are here, obviously. But so if you happen to have any of those amiibos, that's the Pikmin, the Goomba, the Koopa Troopa, the Player 2 Bayonetta or Cloud, the Rosalina, specifically the Rosalina from the Smash Bros. Line, that's the one with the red base, or the Poochy amiibo. However, they do need to be the North American ones and sealed. If you do, message me on Twitter, and we'll figure out some kind of, I don't know, trade maybe if there's something that I possibly would want to trade, but usually I don't really like to trade stuff, but maybe I would for those. Poochy being the most expensive out of those, that goes for like roughly $150, which is just rough to think about. So there's actually kind of a lot of good stuff here. Right here I'm going to go ahead and put up a picture, bring it directly to you. Man, I miss Iwata, and I miss the Nintendo Directs, and I miss the Wii U being the actual true last Nintendo home console, because the Switch is not even a real home console. But yeah, so the picture right there. That N64 lot. I got that lot for $200. Surprisingly good little lot. However, again, if you're subscribed to the channel long enough, you know that I'm very anal about the stickers. and those stickers, some of those were just not up to snuff. So this second picture here was all the stuff that didn't make it into the collection. However, for $200, that was a great little lot of shit. What I did end up keeping was 1080 Avalanche. Went ahead and threw on the nice end label there. Mortal Kombat Trilogy, threw on the end label. I don't remember if I showed this or not in the previous video. I think I did. However, in that lot was also another copy of Star Fox and threw on the end label. I Frankensteined both these into making a really good, nice mint copy. Being that is like my favorite N64 game, I just really wanted it to be a nice copy. Here's something I never thought I would get back, and never for a good price at that. The original Mario Party, very nice copy. Pokemon Stadium, again, nice little end label there. For whatever weird reason, this guy had 2 copies of Mario Kart 64. And threw on the end label there. I am in a text group with Philberto, Fancy Action Now, as well as Tyler Stevenson and myself. We talk most days. Somebody's texting something in the group message about what pickups they got and if this is a good deal or what pre-orders they're doing, whatever. Just gaming related crap and just nerd shit in general. So it's always a very active little fun chat that they have going on. Sometimes I'm a mechanic by trade, so I'll put down my phone while I'm working on a car, come back 4 hours later, there'll be just like 70 text messages, and I'm just trying to keep through with whatever the hell it is that they're talking about. It's always a good time in that group. But so, Tyler Stevenson, I think I've known him the longest out of them. Probably, I believe I've known him for good 5 or 6 years at this point, and we've kind of, stayed in touch one way or another throughout the lifespan of both of our channels. I'll leave a link for all their channels down below, for sure. Great group of guys. But so he mentioned to me, hey, I want that Mario Kart 64, the extra one. So I was like, all right, well, we'll figure that out. So and then I ended up sending him a copy of Sorcery for the PlayStation 3, which is like a RPG that can be used with the normal controller or the Move controller. I never actually got around to playing it, but so he kind of went above and beyond, and he was like, all right, Alex, I'm going to go find you a game. He found me Xenoblade, which unfortunately, for whatever dumbass reason I decided to get rid of it, it wasn't in my collection. This is a beautiful copy, and this is definitely the original print run too, because it has the Club Nintendo thing in there and everything, and that nice, juicy, thick manual when Nintendo still used to make those. So Steve really went above and beyond, and I'm super grateful for this because, again, if you're not aware, Xenoblade is one of my favorite franchises. It's what got me into RPGs. I really never liked RPGs till later in life, and then now I can't even put them down. I have Final Fantasy 16 going in the background, which we'll talk about that here in a minute. But so he gave me Xenoblade, and then he was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to throw in Mario Galaxy as well, and again, this is just like a mint copy. Look at that. I mean, this manual is so huge because I'm pretty sure it's English, French, Spanish, which, yes, it is. But still, look at that. Look at that huge manual. Like, how cool is that? Again, this is actually just a really good game. And then now this will be my forever copy of Xenoblade. Like, I'm never going to get rid of this. So, Steve, very much appreciate that. And then Mario Galaxy, never going to get rid of this again. So these will be my forever copies of that. I'm going to build up the Wii collection just to the really essential games, and obviously these two are definitely in the essential pile. So thank you, Steve. I like I had mentioned, I traded some stuff to him, and we'll go from there. So the rest of that stuff in that N64 lot, that one game went to Steve as well as a PS3 game. Then the rest of that stuff I took to a store, which I got the Daisy at, and then I picked up these other 2 things, which is Metal Gear Solid 4, and again, nice complete mint copy, beautiful copy, excellent condition. This is now my first PS3 game to go back into the collection. And then just an amazing copy right here of Kirby's Adventure. The sticker is just immaculate. I couldn't pass up on this. This is my oldest memory of playing video games is Kirby's Adventure. I was at my dad's best friend's house. We would call him Uncle. Wasn't really my uncle, but you know what I'm talking about. So it was his daughter, which was way older than me. Like she was babysitting me when I was like 4, so she was like teenagers to 20s, so like a good age gap. But she was playing Kirby's Adventure on the NES, and like it's just the oldest memory I have of playing video games way up in their house with like I remember sitting on this, like, you all know that shag carpeting I'm talking about, where it's like the yellow and the brown and the red. I remember like sitting on the ground, like looking up at the TV, playing with the NES controller. So like this game just truly is just my oldest gaming memory, other than Donkey Kong Country. So you know, it really means something to me, and this is a really crisp copy. So I'm really happy to add this back into the collection. This will be my first NES game getting added back into the collection, and it's kind of cool that it is Kirby's Adventure. Didn't do that on purpose, it just kind of happened to be that way. And then I went to another store and picked up a couple of Xbox games that I've kind of just... One of these I had... Actually, no, I had two of these as a kid. And then I played the other one a lot at a friend's house as a kid. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. I had this on the PlayStation 2. However, obviously the Xbox version I would imagine would look better. However, it does not say 480p, but I would think it would still look better just because it's more powerful. But, you know, it very well may look just as good as the PS2 version. But again, nice complete copy of that. Really look forward to actually just delving into playing this game again. This is just like a pure pick up and play racing game that really is just a great game. And I just remember playing the shit out of that as a kid. Here's a really cool one that didn't really get a lot of praise. I'm not going to sit here and say this is an amazing game, but for what it is, it was a cool concept back in the day, and that was GoldenEye Rogue Agent. Again, this one for sure definitely is the definitive version on the Xbox, because this does support 480p. I just checked, and I picked this up on the GameCube way back in the day, or maybe I did get it on the Xbox. I really don't remember, but I remember buying this for $50 way back in the day and then getting rid of it for whatever reason. So I actually really want to play through this again. It is a James Bond game, but you play as like the bad guy in this one, and it's just a good FPS game. It's not like a great FPS game, but it's a good game. So like I'm excited to replay this, and again, that's something I want to talk about later in the video here. And then this is 007 Everything or Nothing. Is this 480p? It is 480p again, so this would obviously be the definitive version of this. I don't even think either of those would have come out on PC back in the day. But again, nice mint copy. All these were super cheap, $7, $8. Really happy to finally add these to the collection. I was trying to find the other James Bond game of that era. So you had Nightfire, Agent Under Fire, GoldenEye Rogue Agent, Everything or Nothing, and then you had the Sean Connery one, which is Tomorrow Never Dies, maybe? No, that's Pierce Brosnan. Or I don't honestly remember what the game is, but it's like a red game, red insert, and it's Sean Connery for sure. I was looking for... They had two copies, but both of them were... One had the Blockbuster sticker on the disc, and then the other one had no manual. And then the manual in the Blockbuster one had like a Blockbuster sticker on it, so I couldn't Frankenstein it. So I just passed up on it. But be that as it may. And then we got 3 games here. And then I actually ordered 6 other Switch games as well. These are Switch games. So I ordered a total of 9 Switch games. And then I signed up for the Best Buy Plus membership, which I wanted to speak to you guys about. It is a fantastic thing. It's basically Gamers Club Unlocked, if you recall what that was, 2.0. At least, again, I didn't look at Xbox or PlayStation 5 games because to me, those are absolutely pointless to collect. They're not on the disc whatsoever. I mean, they're on the disc, but not fully. Like, whereas a Switch game is still mostly on the cart, so it's like still worth collecting. Xbox Series X and S and PS5, they're not worth collecting. Physical whatsoever. You're literally wasting your money. I mean, otherwise, unless you want to like trade them in, and sometimes I do that. Like I remember God of War Ragnarok, I beat that real quick, enjoyed it, and then traded it in for like $50. So like I basically paid $20 to play the game really quickly. But yeah, I mean, again, none of those games are on the discs fully anymore, so it's just there's no point in collecting them. So as far as Switch games go, Best Buy Plus membership, at least as of right now, it's buy any 2 Switch games, you get a third one for free. So, the 6 games that I bought on the website, and they're pre-ordered, are 6 pre-order games. So essentially, I'm getting all of the great holiday titles this year for the Switch, and I'm getting 2 of them completely for free. And the shipping is free. And hopefully Best Buy won't screw up and will ship them day one. If they don't, whatever. I'm not even going to get... I'll be irritated, but I won't be like mad about it because I'm getting... All the shipping's free, so you're talking $5 times 6. It's $30 worth of shipping for free. Plus, I mean, I think it's free regardless, but it's definitely free with the Plus membership. Plus 2 free games. So there was Pikmin 1 and 2, the new Wario game, the Mario RPG, 7 stars, the new Mario platformer game, which is, I don't even honestly know what it's called off the top of my head. Detective Pikachu, and what was the last game? I don't remember off the top of my head. I really don't. Couldn't be that good of a game if you don't remember, Alex. Yeah, actually, I'm going to look it up real quick. BRB. Oh, it wasn't even a Nintendo game. It was Sonic. The new Sonic 2D game, which they just released or announced the release date, which I think is October 17 or 20. So yeah, got those 6 games pre-ordered, getting 2 of them free. I don't really care how you look at it. To me, that's a good deal, right? I mean, free is free. So the membership's $50 for the year, but I mean, essentially, I already got that back for free. Like I spent $50 and got a free game out of that. So like, to me, it's worth it. So I'm highly recommending that. Then I got these games. We got Bayonetta 3 finally. Still need to finish 2. I'm very close to beating 2. Then we got, this is the game I essentially got for free, which is Mario & Rabbids Sparks of Hope. And this is like the Best Buy edition, which comes with like some extra guns and shit. And then WarioWare Get It Together. Sorry, I must be coming down with a little something here. Got some sniffles. But yeah, so essentially got basically this one for free, and then one of the 6 games I essentially got for free, and then the membership for $50. Fantastic deal. So that's all the pickups, physical pickups. Digital pickups, we got VR Skater, and then I got Firewall Ultra, and then also Fires the Rubicon. I got all those for free. Fires the Rubicon and Firewall Ultra, I paid for those with my points that are redeemed with the PlayStation credit card, which again, highly recommend you get one of those. Just pay all your normal bills on there, and then you can build up points and then use them on their shop for the rewards to convert it into PSN points, and then you can literally use them to get free games. So like pretty much every month now, I just get like $120 worth of PSN dollars to spend on games. So then again, you can't even really get the real game physical for I mean, it's a physical disc, but the game ain't on the disc, so there's no point in collecting it, in my opinion. So getting them digitally there. I'm just about to, by the time you're watching this, I probably have already beaten Final Fantasy 16. And then I'm going to jump into Fires the Rubicon, and then Firewall Ultra, just kind of play that periodically. That's the VR shooter, which is basically Rainbow Six in VR. So I kind of wanted to talk about some of those games real quick, and then just delve into some other random topics real quick. We're already approaching 20 minutes, but in typical DGC fashion, you guys enjoy the long videos. That's what you subscribe for. So Final Fantasy 16, try to keep each game to 2-3 minutes here. Final Fantasy 16. It looks pretty good. It's not like the most visually impressive game, but it's definitely one of the better looking games for the PlayStation 5. It's enjoyable. The story definitely kind of slogs on after a while, though. Like, I know that I'm getting to the end because now the missions are just getting dreadfully boring. And it's just like, there's one mission where it divided up into... So, the game basically takes place on this giant overworld map, and then you go to each little section, right? There's like little towns or cities or little fields that you go into, right? And then there's like missions in those places. And then there's sub-missions in each of those places. I haven't done any side quests, and I'm already 37 hours deep into the game. So if you do buy the game, you're going to get it roughly about 40 hours out of the campaign with no side quests. I'm not really a side quest kind of guy, never have been, probably never will be. I just do the main quests. But yeah, so the game just kind of drags on. It really does. Like, the story, it makes sense, but it's not like really... There's like a lot of plot holes that you like find out later in the game, And I mean, I get it. That's like a progression of a good story, whatever. But to me, the plot and the narration of the story throughout the game just isn't done well. And I'll use the best frame of reference as far as Square Enix goes. Final Fantasy VII Remake, like part 1 part of it, was just a flawless experience. It really was. Like everything about it, and I mean, I get it. They were just ripping the first chunk of that story and redoing it. But like the progression of that story just worked really well in it's the same similar action RPG kind of vein. So like I'm at the point now where like I know I'm getting to the last boss, and no spoilers, but so you get to this one mission and then it like divides you to go to 3 different places, and then you do like a little horde mode thing, and you have like a rush of enemies that comes attacks you. Just kind of lame, and you're just like stretching it out, just like let me add in this extra hour of bullshit that you can do. Like at this point, like I just want to get to the end boss, I just want to fight him, I just want to finish the story and be done with it. Like it wasn't a bad game, but I would recommend getting it for like half off. So like let's say $30-40 is where I would get the game. And that's even if you're really truly like a big RPG guy, I would still wait to get it for $30-40. Firewall Ultra. So that is a game that's near and dear to my heart. I played Firewall on the original PlayStation VR a shit ton. It was my most played game. Probably played it good, I don't know, 200-300 hours. Like honestly, played a shit ton of it. I loved every minute of it. And it was, to me, the main reason you would want a PlayStation VR. So when they announced the 1.5 version, which is basically just an updated version for PlayStation VR 2, I was hella hyped for it. The graphics are crisp. Absolutely stunning in that OLED headset. Absolutely stunning. I only played 2 or 3 matches. The game just doesn't work well without the sharpshooter aim controller. Just doesn't. It just does not. I don't know if it's that they didn't program the controls well or what that they didn't do right, but it just doesn't work well with the new controllers. It just does not. Now I know online there are people that, and I'll try to include pictures of stuff, there's like rigs that people 3D print where it like will lock in the controllers and kind of makes it into a gun, right? And then that works because then it has like a stock that folds out, and then you can actually sit here and hold it like this and actually be doing that. Now, why do I say that? When you're holding the little, I don't even know what they call the new controllers. We're just going to call them the AIM 2.0 controllers. So when you're holding them, obviously sometimes you'll have a stock like this, or sometimes you'll have to hold the gun like this, right? So when you're holding this one, it'll end up like kind of like cocking the gun up like this, and then you have to like try to counterbalance it like this, and it just doesn't work well. They just did not do the controls correctly. And I was watching, I don't even remember the guy's name, it was like Myron VR or something. Some random channel I was watching, just talk about it. Who's clearly way more into VR if his channel's dedicated to VR. Even he agreed, or I mean he made a dedicated video on it, that like the VR controls just don't work in that game. They just don't work. And he was like, why didn't y'all do a beta? Why didn't you guys do a public play test? Why didn't you do this so that you could get feedback? And it was weird, and again, he brought this up in the video. Why were there no day one reviews of this game? And this is exactly why. Because the game, it wasn't ready to ship. And this is clear on why it wasn't a launch game, and then still it's not even ready now. But the weird thing is most of the maps and everything are just from the first game. There's some new maps for sure, but it's not like it's like a whole new game. They just enhanced the graphics, made a few new levels, and then modified the controls not correctly to work with the new controllers. So for right now, if you are a VR, PSVR 2 gamer, I would have to say hold off on Firewall Ultra. It's just not right yet. And I don't know if I'm debating on buying one of these little gun things on Etsy. There's a few people that make them. But they're expensive as shit. They're like $100, and then people want like $30 to ship. I get it. It's a 3D printed thing. You got to pay for the material. It's not a big company making them. But do I really want to spend $40 on the game and then another 100 and let's call it 100, 150 on a little plastic thing to hold the controllers just to play this game? It is a good ass game. Don't get me wrong. But and I have it right here. I was charging it up just to recharge the battery. But this is the original controller for, not for that game, but it was, you know, this is a Sony first party piece of equipment that they made, and it worked. It has 2 thumbsticks, the trigger, and it just, like, you could peek corners and do all sorts of shit and go like this and this and this. And the game was flawless with this controller. It made the game. It made all the FPS games on the PlayStation VR amazing. It was truly cool because it's like the perfect size, and then people actually did 3D print stocks that you could like hold it real well like that and stuff. And I never got that, but you know, that was good enough for me. But maybe Sony will make something, but at the same time, like, clearly they know there's a demand for this if they had it for the original system, and they didn't make anything for the second system. And if people are already 3D printing it, it's like Sony clearly could make something that would obviously be far superior because they're a major conglomeration. So I'm going to have to say hold off on Firewall Ultra. Now, into Armored Core, and then we'll wrap up the video here. I've never played any Armored Core games, ever. I'm a big mech game on the OG Xbox. Steel Battalion, Mech Assault 1 and 2, Gun Griffin. Some of the other games are drawing a blank in my head right now on. But I love mech games. I really do. And then there was a few on PC. I forget what that one game was called. I played it a good bit. I really don't remember off the top of my head. But it's a really good game. I can't comment on the 5 prior games, or there was probably some on PSP and Vita and this and that, but the 5 mainline games, they started on PS1. There was one was there, probably 1 and 2, maybe on PS1, and then the most recent one was on 360 PS3. So it's been like 10 years since they did one. The game's beautiful, I will say that. I have it on the PS5. It looks amazing. It sounds amazing. The gameplay is very fast and action-packed, and I really like it. However, and someone comment and correct me in the comments, I don't know if the boss fights are supposed to be that hard and if they've always been that hard, or if that's a new thing where From Software's like, we have to make it Dark Souls hard. Dark Souls! I'm not a Dark Souls fan. I think Dark Souls is lame as fuck. I've never got the appeal of like struggling to play a game. After a long day's work, I want to come home and enjoy a game and play it. Now I get it. I kind of get the appeal of struggling to play a game and like triumphing over whatever it is, the enemy that you're fighting. But I don't know. To me, it's just like, and maybe it's because I'm mainly a Nintendo dude, and like I just like to just have my brain rot with Kirby and jump across the screen and collect the little coins and collect the little shit on the screen and have fun and then be done with it. You know, or like Luigi's Mansion, suck up some ghosts and just this and that. But I don't know. For me, like, I'm enjoying Armored Core. I'm stuck on the first boss. I won't even lie. It's like a giant helicopter guy. I can get him down to maybe 2/3 of his health gone, and then I just die. You get 3 health packs, and then, you know, it'll restart. If you die, you restart at the boss fight, and you'll start with 3 health packs and full health. But the health pack doesn't even give you full health anyway. So it's really difficult. I'm posing the question, and I don't even know the answer. Have the bosses always been that hard? I have no idea. I really don't. Or did they have to like kowtow to the Dark Souls crowd to get them to buy the game to make it difficult like that? I have no idea. To me, it seems absurdly difficult. Should the boss be hard in any game? Obviously, it's the boss. But should it be that hard to where you're like wanting to destroy the controller on the first boss? I don't know. It seems a little suspect there that they had to kowtow to the Dark Souls crowd. But it's still a good game. I'm definitely going to persevere and try to beat it for sure. Might probably try to start streaming that. Maybe you guys can give me some... Yeah, so I plan on maybe streaming that, and maybe you guys can give me some tips and streams and this and that, and maybe I can get better at it. I don't know. Maybe... my other thought was I kind of wanted it on the PC, but the only reason I got it for the PS5 was... because I had the free PSN points, so I was like, well, fuck it, I may as well get it for free, right? But I feel as if on the computer, maybe, I don't know, maybe I could, like, move around faster just, you know, by flicking the mouse and this and that and, like, jumping around with the keyboard and the mouse and whatnot. I don't know. I'm not going to re-buy it. I'll buy it again maybe one day, like, 5 years from now when it's, like, $10 on Steam, but not going to buy it for $60 again, at least as of right now. But yeah, so those are all the pickups. Happy to finally get some N64 games, some Switch games, some Wii games, PS3. Finally got some. I've been looking. These aren't obviously hard to find, these Xbox games, but these are games that I've just truly wanted for a while to like just go back in and play. And this was actually, I forgot about this for a second, but this is kind of something I wanted to talk about. I've looked at the demographic on my YouTube studio of the people that watch the channel. You guys are roughly, basically all my age, roughly 25 to 35, maybe up to 40, and 98% of you are male. So, go figure. But so basically we're all in the prime working age life to where I just don't have time to make videos anymore. And then sometimes I just don't even have time to play games anymore. And my job is a very physically demanding job, like bending down all day, leaning over cars all day, getting on my hands and knees all day, getting underneath cars, picking up heavy ass 23-inch rims with fucking 50-pound tires on them full of 40 pounds of air. It's a physically demanding job. So by the end of the day, I'm pretty beat. I won't lie. And that's why the content sometimes suffers, because I'm fucking exhausted. But I still always try to find time to game every day because I love it. Obviously I love gaming. So I always try to make time to play for at least an hour, and then, cook dinner, clean dinner. I usually try to read a little bit every night as well, and just do different stuff. But I always try to find time to game. So the reason I bring that up is because here I am about 40 hours deep into Final Fantasy 16. And I enjoyed it. It was worth the $70, I guess. But I still would, now that I've like basically beaten it, and I'll probably beat it by the time you're watching this, I would say 30 or 40 would be where I would comfortably place my money on the game. But with that being said, it took about 40 hours to beat the game. What happened to a nice 6 to 10 hour game, man? What happened? What happened to a nice 6 to 10 hour game? What happened to a racing game you could just pick up and run from the cops for a little bit and then put it down? And then come back a week later, month later, pick it up, unlock the Diablo. Come back another month later, oh, well, now I unlocked the GT Dino. And then come back another month later and you unlock something different. And just enjoy the game. And it didn't have to be... I feel like all games nowadays are just these huge, long-ass 40, 100, 150-hour games, and just like, I mean, I won't lie, you could probably beat this one fairly quickly, probably 10 to 20 hours. It's not bad. That's a comfortable amount of time. This is really like a micro mini game kind of thing. So, again, you probably could pick up and play this one. But something like this probably takes at least 15 to 30 hours. I don't know. It's like, it's an RPG of a different vein, but I guess this would be like a tactical turn-based RPG. But again, I bought it because I do want to play it, and I enjoyed the first one. The space thing, I don't know how I feel about that yet. I'll see if that... I liked the atmosphere and the design of the first one. The space shit, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy that. It just seems a little weird, kind of, I guess. But I don't know. It could be cool. I don't know. My good buddy Rocker Gaming, I remember watching him play the shit out of this game, so he definitely enjoyed it, so maybe I'll enjoy it. But, like, what happened to a nice short game? Like, why do all games have to be long as shit, these giant open world games now? Like, I just want some short games every once in a while. Like, all the shit that's coming out for the Switch, like, this is the first year, I always rag on the Switch. I even did it in this video earlier. I'm actually excited as a Switch owner for once. This is the first year since the launch of the Switch that I've truly been excited for the holiday lineup. There's no bullshit Wii U stuff here. First time in like ever, if I'm not mistaken. Like, this is maybe last year. I don't think there was really any Wii U stuff, but like, it's just every year it's just Wii U ports, Wii U ports, Wii U ports, and it's like, bro, I've already played all these games 10 fucking years ago. I want new shit for my Nintendo system. We're finally getting to that point. There's nothing left except for the beloved Xenoblade Chronicles X, because you fucks can't buy a Wii U to play the fucking game. I'm so irritated with seeing people begging for that game. Like, bro, it came out 2014 or 2015. That was almost 10 years ago at this point in time, for a console that you can buy for $50 to $100, and you could buy the game for $20. Just so irritating. But either way, the Switch finally has some good stuff coming out, and I'm actually, like, for once kind of excited as a Nintendo fan that we're getting some good Switch stuff here for once. So I'm excited for that. This has already gone on long enough to be like a 35-minute video, as always. It is what it is. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. Leave a comment down below about your opinions on some of the things I talked about. And let me know what kind of stuff you've picked up here lately. Peace out for now, guys. Till next time.
Come here, you motherfucker! Oh, shit. This is it, baby.